Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Okay, so my name is Miss Noorsyalina binti Nordin and today is Sunday. Okay, so maybe you wonder why I make a class because for this semester I have modular class. So modular class mostly they have to be done every Saturday and Sunday, and actually the class is already started yesterday, and today I will continue on the part that the last class that you had done for the full time class. You have start on the last on the last Thursday morning, and we stop at point one, if I'm not mistaken, at the part uh why we study international business. Okay, so basically I really excited to give your lecture because of course, because for the first time I have two sections. Okay, not because of the first time, because long time ago I think that the last time, okay, mostly we have a full time, and this one we have the modular, so we have basically have a variety of the students from the different mode. And for your information, modular classes is mostly the students who are working, and then at the weekend they are actually what we call doing their study, so they have a different in term of the mode of study compared to you all. But since this is MCO time, so still ongoing, we have this online base. Okay, so how are you all? I think that everybody will happy and in the safe. I hope that everybody should be in a good situation. Everybody have to be should not have to be, should be in a good condition, should be in what we call in a good condition, healthy, and make sure remember what our government, especially the Ministry of Health, keep on reminding us. Please wearing your mask when you go outside, and then keep sanitizing your hands, social distancing, and make sure after you go anyway, when you go back to your home, please take bath first, because we can't see what kind of this virus, and then it can't be seen. And I hope that everybody will take care of yourself. Okay, all right. So what I'm trying to do, okay, so I continue with this our chapter. So later I will upload this one, okay, in a Neo, of course. If you already see the Neo right now, welcome to the Neo. And we have this part 2, okay, part 2 sangat, okay, topic 1 part 2, okay, second part. Okay, so we continue back. Okay, what is international business, why we study international business, and then we're talking about why we have to like the reason why we study international business, and why we have this class right now. We have class right now. We I'm doing my class right now. I'm doing my class right now. Okay, and uh we have to make sure that you are in the right condition. Um yeah, we are in the right condition right now, right? Okay, so uh we have certain things that we have to remember, okay? That the last time we stopped at this why the reason we in the international business, okay? And basically, okay, if you see, uh we stop at what, cultural literacy, right? So we have the JIT, business technique and tools, okay, under JI, just in time philosophy of complete elimination of waste. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so for your information, students, okay, JIT is one of the tools that been used in the business technique and tools. Okay, So when we're talking about just in time, okay, it means that making only what is needed, when it is needed, and in the amount needed. And then, for example, to efficiently produce a large number of automobiles which can consist of around 30,000 parts, it is necessary to create a detailed production plan that includes part procurement. So supplying what is needed when it is needed and in the amount needed according to this production plan can eliminate waste, inconsistency, and unreasonable requirement, resulting in improved productivity. Okay, so when we're talking about this thing, okay, you have to know that we are talking about how does just in time you are only just produce how much that you want. Okay, exactly referring to ngam ngam soy. Okay, in Chinese word say is ngam ngam soy, meaning that you are really prepared for how much that you only want. You're not prepared more or extra because it actually can reduce in term of waste. Okay, and then the second one, if you see from the example, if let's say you have to do and produce a large of the automobile industry, so let's say you need something like 30,000 parts, only 30,000 parts will be produced. Okay, so what I'm trying to say right now, okay, we are talking about includes the part of the procurement, okay, and then supplying what is needed when is needed, mengeluarkan ataupun ialah pengeluaran yang berdasarkan berapa, apakah yang diperlukan, berapa banyak, when, okay, bila diperlukan, dan juga dan amount yang diperlukan mengikut production plan ni boleh mengurangkan, eliminate the waste. Mengurangkan pembaziran, inconsistency dari segi ketidak sistematik dan juga unreasonable requirement. Unreasonable requirement ni bermaksud dari segi permintaan yang kita kata yang tidak masuk akal, okay? And then resulting in improved productivity dan menyebabkan sesuatu yang boleh diperbaiki lah. Kita memperbarui dan memperbaiki produktiviti kita. Okay. So sebenarnya pagi tadi, okay, tak payahlah saya cerita. Actually they have some technical problem. Okay. So that's why I have to do the new video here because to make sure that, because after I talk for 1 hour, actually the video is not recorded. Masya Allah. It's really really challenge my patience, you know. Tapi tak apalah, asal baru minat iman, and then I can improve in terms of just this morning also, because in terms of banyaklah juga haywire, something like that, right? Okay. Okay, so now we go to the just in time philosophy of the complete elimination of waste. Okay, so where is actually this just in time JIT is derived? Okay, so according to JIT, okay, this is actually something like history. Where is JIT come from? Okay, JIT is come from the Japanese, and then it's come from Japan country, and then we have under Toyota production system TPS, and the unit production control method called the Kanban system. Okay, so why I say so it's called Kanban system, because Kanban system is come from the word Japanese, meaning to say it's called like supermarket method. Perkataan Kanban tu bermaksud supermarket. Okay, so this is derived from the supermarket method, where the idea behind it was borrowed from the supermarket. Okay, so when we're talking about the supermarket, they say in here, because Toyota employed the Kanban sign for use in their production processes, the method come to be called Kanban system. Dia macam ni lah, when we're talking about this Kanban system, it's something like the sign, okay, they give. Let's say they have to retrieve the parts, like 30,000 parts, okay, so they have to make sure they give some signal, okay, they have to give the some signal, and then how does this production, okay, to say, okay, you have to come out with the 30,000 parts, and then the retrieve part is 15,000. So the balance is 15,000. So when almost to finish with 15,000 yang sebelum ni, they will give the signal. Okay, you have to go and with the production another 15 parts. Jadi 50,000 parts macam tu lah. Jadi dia akan memberi something like kita kata arahan, okay, satu arahan atau signal yang menyatakan sebelum satu production tu berakhir ataupun habis, dia kena bersedia untuk membuat pengeluaran seterusnya. Macam itulah. And at Toyota, when the process refers to the preceding process to retrieve the parts, they use a Kanban to communicate which part have been used. So dia akan bagi tahu berapa banyak. Sebab tu kalau you tengok dekat supermarket, why this concept called supermarket? Sebab every time when we buy the product, okay, the cashier will scan the barcode, right? The barcode is something like radio frequency identification, something like ID, something like that, okay? Kan, tahu tak radio frequency identification detection tu? Ia adalah satu sistem yang mengenal pasti berapa banyak stok yang akan tinggal dalam kita punya inventory, okay? Dia complicated sikit lah. If it's quite complicated when I explain to you all, which means when the cashier is maybe scanning, okay? Scanning this kind of okay, I use this for example, right? This is like my mouse, and then I scan here, right? I scan here, this is the barcode, okay, tag, something like that. So this to say that these products already retrieve one part out. So in another way around, in the inventory system, saying that how much should be put into the inventory in order to equip. So to make sure that the stock is keep on having, okay, have that product. Okay, we don't have any loss of the stock. Kita takkan ada yang tiada stok buat sementara ni. Tak ada perkataan tu sebab because we want to make sure the system is systematic. And then before the stock is almost nil ataupun finish, we have to make sure the another counterpart of the stock will be arrived. So retrieve preceding. Dia mesti ada keluar, ada masuk. Macam itulah. But of course, dia tak akan ada pembaziran sebab dia dah kira siap-siap berapa, how much they already retrieve and how much it will be proceed. Okay. Alright. And then that's what they say in here. At Toyota, when the process refer to preceding process to retrieve the parts, it use a Kanban to communicate which part have been used. So, berapa banyak yang dah guna tu, dia akan bagi tahulah. Dia akan bagi signal dalam sistem tu. Okay. So, why use the supermarket concept? Kenapa tak guna mall supermarket? Kenapa tak guna maybe like manufacturing supermarket? Manufacturing concept. So, in here they said, okay, a supermarket stocks the item needed by its customer when they are needed in the quantity needed and has all of these items available for sale at any given time. So macam tadi pagi saya bagi contoh bagaimana roti gardenia, the gardenia bread, okay, how they actually put into their stock and stacking in their what we call a shelf, okay, in the bread shelf, okay, and then to make sure that it can equip. It's very seldom and rare we can see that gardenia out of stock of bread unless maybe they are only a small of grocery stores. But I'm talking about right now in supermarket, for example, like in Giant, in Tesco, or maybe like in Village Grocer, or maybe like in a counter in another kind of supermarket. Okay, what I'm trying to say is they already estimate, okay, how much. Let's say today is Sunday, right? Okay, Sunday until the next Sunday is 7 days, let's say. So how much you want to send for this gardenia bread for a week? Let's say they want to put like 1,000, or maybe they put like 500 loaf bread. So make sure they're stacking at the shelf itself, okay? Of course, they are sending the bread every day for your information, student. However, they will see, okay, if let's say the due date is almost nearby, okay, they will put in front. Yang dekat tali luput dia mereka memang akan susun di hadapan. For those maybe the expiry date is quite long, yang mana yang sangat panjang ataupun agak lewat kan, ataupun masih lama lagi, they will put staggered at the back. So bila kata at the back, meaning to say jarang lah. It's very seldom that we can see the customer will take the bread at the back. They will take in front because it's easy, right? Because it's already been staged in the front of the shelf. Macam tu kita ambil yang depan. Unless ada particular yang very fussy customer, they will take at the back. They want to find out if they know how the process of they do some this kita kata stocking at the shelf. Okay. And so do like the canned food dan sebagainya, makanan dalam tin, anything in the supermarket, they used to see yang mostly almost the expiry date yang dekat dengan tali luput, yang dekat lah, I mean almost, okay, and they will stagger at in front. Macam tu lah. Okay, so that's why they will only sell at the given time. And this kind of product mostly perishable. Selalunya produknya adalah mudah rosak. So they have to make sure it have to be completed, finished before the expiry date. Okay. And according to Taichi Ono, this is the former Toyota vice president who promoted the idea of just in time. So this guy actually introducing this concept of JIT and applied this concept equating the supermarket and the customer with the preceding process and the supermarket to retrieve the necessary part when they are needed and the amount needed, and it was possible to improve upon the existing inefficient production systems. So what I'm trying to say in here, ngam ngam soy, okay, ingat je that is the particular that exactly that how much you want to produce, that is how much you have to retrieve. Okay, retrieve and preceding. Okay, so if you want to see in the parts of the diagram, okay, for those who are buying the manual, please open up this page again, and then you can see it. Okay, you can see how the diagram been stated like here. Okay, they have operation flow of production instruction Kanban and then operation flow of the parts retrieval Kanban. Okay, so they have step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Okay, and then they come back with the 1, 2, and then next process, and then it of course it repeating process. Okay, so yeah, if you have the books and you have the manual, you can read further inside that, and you will not actually lose anything. Okay, you get everything in the manual. Maybe this time around I will make some promotions. Okay, some advertisement. Okay, I would like to advise to you all, for those who are still have what we call some of the yeah, have some certain of the education for to buy a manual, please do chance and grab the opportunity to get my manual, because it's a ongoing process until the end of the semester. Also, you can buy this manual because it's online, like you are buying the product from Shopee. Okay, so what you are trying to do, just log in into this ABA bookstores, and then just looking into the course code BUS3233, and then make sure that is my course code book, not other manuals. Okay, and then yeah, select the quantity one. Okay, actually it's more cheaper if let's say you and your friends is living nearby. When you buy more, actually the delivery cost is more cheaper. This is what the supplier said. If I'm wrong, please blame the supplier. Okay, so they said the more you buy, actually the lesser the delivery package atau charge. Okay, and then what I have been get some response from your friends. Thank you to Nahid, thank you to Dashini, thank you to Nina, because they give a very good positive response to me, and saying that the books already arrived to their home, and then the packaging is completed, and is covered up with the bubble wrap, and then at the back they have some books. Okay, in order not books, something like box, in order to I think that to make sure that the books will be not flip around, because this is about the posting and postage, right? So they want to make sure they equip well, and then they completed what we call bind it. Okay, and then maybe you can tell me more about how the packaging is arrived at your home. And then Alhamdulillah, I have a few students already in the process of ordering and waiting for their parcel. And don't forget to subscribe to Tiba, my channel. Okay, don't forget to snap your picture and then send to me, PM to me. If you are shy to PM, to just send in the group, just private message me, and then I will, but I need the permission to do some the marketing, your yeah, testimony, your review from for the marketing purposes, of course, because when your friends see yours, okay, your friend will start to buy. And thanks to Nahid, Dashini, and also Nina. Okay, because from you, my other students from other subject also, they are convincing enough, and they start to order the manual. Okay, I'm just only the middleman here to tell you and promoting to you, because I'm the author. But I'm not including, and I'm not involved with the packaging and posting. Okay, the postage and the packaging, everything been done by the supplier. and if I'm not mistaken, my supplier in area of the Puncak Alam. Okay, and if the delivery code, okay, sorry, your delivery address postcode must be correct. Number one, make sure that one, and of course you have to make a payment to make sure that your parcels is arrived to you. And some student asking me about the reference code. Reference code is for you. Let's say maybe you feel that it's already a long time ago, your parcel is still not arrived. Maybe you can tell me, and then I will contact the supplier to check where is actually your parcel. So again, I advise if you can get that copy. You just grab it because it's open order until the end. Is I can say that if you get almost the end of the semester, is something like loss in there lah, rugi sikit lah, because you are using only for the a very short time. But if you buy now, you can use for a long semester until November time, and then you can, yeah, at least, yeah, I have some yeah, can I say that memory with you all, because you are the batch that been chosen to have this new norm to buy the manual. So I also new in this. I also buy own my own manual. So yeah, because it's already been arranged using the website. Okay, so we moving to the international business activity. I had to be very very quick because this Zoom is only applicable for 40 minutes for free, and then I have to do the second part, third part. That's why I cannot cover all for your topic one. Okay, all right. So as you can see, international business activity, okay, we have a few here. Number one, okay, for those who are DIB, Diploma in International Business, semester 1, and then for those DBA students with the final year, semester 6 or 7, or some of you maybe is also from semester 4 or 5. So let me check on you, okay, before I go for this part. For those who are still not taken QM, Quality Management, okay, maybe some certain word is new to you, but this actually term already have in ITB class, Introduction to Business, BUS 1231, and then also in the Principal Practice of Management, BUS 1234, and then also in subject, if I'm not mistaken, in subject, yeah, of course the two one, and then quality management, okay, and then also subject entrepreneurship, okay. Okay, so I think that I have to highlight, okay, I want you to listen carefully because this 7 business activity is very important. Okay, and then number 1, we have exporting. Number 2, we have importing. And then international investment, we have foreign direct investment, FDI. And then we have international portfolio, foreign portfolio investment, FPI, are also under international investment. And then we have uh, licensing, the 5th one, franchising, 6th one, and management contract, 7. Okay, so total is 7 terms that you have to remember for this starting from today, because I will keep using this one from time to time, from topic to topic, and during that time I will not recap back what is this. Okay, so the first one, when we're talking about exporting, okay, I told you before, exporting is selling of the product made in one own country for use or resale in another country. So meaning to say the product that be made in our country. So like example, I give you in the last class, if you still remember, why is my one keep on tongue twister? Okay, if you still remember, the last class I told you that yeah, Malaysia exporting proton to UK, right? So the involving of the two countries, Malaysia and UK there. So Malaysia export proton persona to UK. So when we have the word selling, it means exporting. Okay, simple. Exporting meaning selling. Okay. For those with the words importing the keywords is buying. So for example, Malaysia import rice from Thailand. So Malaysia is buying the rice from Thailand. So this is the true example. So Malaysia buying of the product made in another country for use or resale in one own country. So basically it's easy: exporting, selling, importing, buying. Done. Check. Okay, for the international investment, we're talking about foreign direct investment, FDI. Maybe you should read my lips. FDI meaning to say foreign direct investment, and then we have FPI. We have foreign portfolio investment, is referring two investment that be made. Okay, I have to clear one by one because this is something like the new terms for you. Okay, foreign direct investment, FDI, direct, DIRECT, direct investment is something like investment that be made in the purpose to control. Okay, so the keywords in here, to control, meaning to say they have some of the what we call sorry, to control the investment be made in another country, to control investment be made to the host country in order to control. For example, mostly like foreign direct investment referring to the tangible asset. Okay, what is tangible asset means? For example, building, land, okay, house. So I give example like this. Okay, Majlis Amanah Rakyat, or some of the institution. Okay, and what we call institution in agency in Malaysia, they call MARA. What they do is they used to what we call have some building. Okay, they buy and they invest, they do foreign direct investment, FDI, to in UK. Okay, because majority population of our students, Malaysian student in there, so they do FDI by buying a building to set up a certain hostel in there. The reason because they want to make sure that the Malaysian student is staying in a one place, and then they're easy for them to go to school, to go to their university or colleges. Okay, so what I'm trying, who are actually scholar bawah Mara lah, meaning they are being sponsored by Mara or under sponsorship Mara. So the Mara is buying the building in there. Okay, that is foreign direct investment. The purpose to control. Okay, so basically for this foreign direct investment, you can see the asset in terms of the tangible asset, land, building, something like that. However, for the foreign portfolio investment, mostly they are referring to the investment that be made in other part that not the purpose to control. Yang satu tadi control, foreign direct investment. Yang satu lagi ni not to control. So when they are talking about not to control, what kind of the asset? What the reason they don't want to control means? Okay, so they are not controlling because they are more on investment. The purpose only just to expanding their business. Bertujuan hanya untuk mengembangkan perniagaan mereka dan bukan untuk meluaskan empire. It's not like something like to conquer or to control. It's different from the first just now foreign direct investment because the purpose to control the asset in the host country. But in contrast, for this foreign portfolio investment, they are more like more investment being made in order to just I can say expanding also, but they are not to control. Okay, for their own sake, their own saving. Okay, so example foreign portfolio investment is something like non a non I mean like intangible asset. So it's referring to like portfolio asset, like we have book deposit, and then we have bonds, stock, shares. So it's the kind of benda yang tak nampak, intangible, and it's a kind of like saham dan sebagainya. Not James Bond, it's a bond. So this thing, okay, they have to buy also using a money. However, we can't see because it's mostly on the investment part for the financial investment. Okay, financial investment. So you have to bear in mind, it's not necessarily just only tangible asset is the asset, but financial asset also categorized as the asset. Okay, all right, so that one is for foreign portfolio investment. I hope that you clear. You just remember foreign direct investment is more on tangible asset, land, building, okay, and is more on to control. Foreign portfolio investment, they are more on portfolio, more on intangible financial asset, like bond, stock, share, and then the reason is not to control. That's it. Remember like that. And then for the licensing, I think that you know in ITB class, for those who in my ITB class, maybe raise up your hand. Yeah, I can't see you, right? Okay. So, okay, when we're talking about licensing, this is the process whereby we have two party involved. Okay, number one, we have licensor, and number two, we have licensee. Okay, when we're talking about licensor, We are talking about who? The person who own the license. Okay, siapa pemunya atau pemilik lesen tersebut. Whereby and for the licensee is the party who lease the license. Okay, uh, sorry terbatuk pula. Okay, for the licensee, is referring to those who are leased the license. Because why? In the licensing is the process whereby there is a license, so licensee is paying royalty, not running man. Royalty to the licensor. Because why? Because they use the intellectual property, they use the trademark, they use the logo, they use the brand name. Example, licensor is the Nike in US. Licensee is Nike in Malaysia. Let's say Nike in Malaysia is giving the rights to Al Ihsan Sports Apparel. So Al Ihsan Sports Apparel is actually representative of licensee will pay royalty to the Nike in US. Nike ke Nike, I do not know, but I mostly used to use called Nike. So what they are doing in the process of licensing business, mostly the license is within 5 years. Let's say this year is 2020. So after 5 years, 2025, they have to renew the license if they want to proceed to become the licensee back again, like Al Ihsan Sports Apparel. Okay, they have to renew because it based on the relationship licensing business. Okay, and the good things about licensing is something like the business that give the flexibility to the licensee. They're not actually forcing licensee to follow 100% like what franchisee do with the franchisor. Okay, because the franchisor and franchisee different. After this, I explain later. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to you all, the renewal contract is within 5 years. And then how about the distribution of income? Distribution of income also will be totally different because they cannot 50-50. Baik sangat tu. Okay, 50% you get, 50% I get 50%. No, mostly there will be more an advantage to the licensor, because licensor will get more compared to the licensee because licensor is the owner of the license. So let's say the licensor get 60%, so licensee will get 40%. Licensor got 70% profit, so licensee will get 30%. And if licensor get 80%, the licensee will get 20%. And if licensor get 90%, so licensee will be 10%. There will none say 100% licensor and then zero for licensee. That one is zalim, okay? So 50%, 50% also not even half, and 100% and zero also not even half. So they have 19, 80, 20, and 90, 80, 70, and 60. Okay, what is that? Distribution of income, pembahagian kita kata keuntungan. 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. Tak ada lagi 100% ataupun 100-0 ataupun 50-50. Okay. And then for the franchising, so do the same with the licensing just now. However, they have franchisor versus franchisee. Okay, the same also format because they said franchisor is the owner of the franchising license and then franchisee is the party who are lease the franchising agreement ataupun license. Okay, so the same thing they use also the intellectual property, brand name, trademark and logo. However, what's the difference between licensing and franchising? Because licensing mostly they give flexibility to the licensee in order to equip and fulfill the demand preferences of their customer. Especially, for example, like Nike in US, mostly the Americans, the size of their apparel, shoes, everything, okay, their wear is a very big size, large size. Compared to Malaysian people, they are small, they are more smaller. So they can adjusting, they can alter according to the market demand preferences ataupun or in other way around local demand preferences compared to the McDonald. For example, franchising, McDonald in US is the franchisor. McDonald in Malaysia is under Golden Arch Company located in Damansara, if I'm not mistaken, the HQ. The franchisee have to follow 100% sebiji sejebon formatted business from the HQ, from the McDonald in US. If you realize the what we call the drive-through, the position of their kitchen at the right side, they will at the right side they will fry the French fries, and the corner sides they will do some drinks. At the back they will do the burger, they do the chicken fried and everything, right? And then they have and right now, because of the evolvement of the evolutions, evolutions of the technology, what they do was every single of the fast food, okay, McDonald kiosk, they have something like what we call self-service kiosk, right? You can do your payment, you can pick your choice there, and then you can just retrieve your debit card and swipe it, and then yeah, no touch, okay, but you can just swipe like that, and then it's ready to collect your order from the number that will call you. And if you drive through also, if I'm not mistaken, you also can use like just swipe your card there. Nowadays everything is about yeah, it's about money, right? So they make the evolutions of this technology by implement in the fast food in order to reduce the human manual labor costs, because in here we actually can reduce a lot when we use the kiosk or machinery, okay. And then we have the management. And how about the distribution income? Is the same thing. They have also 70/30, 80/20, 90/10, and then 60/40. And they also, the franchisee will pay the royalty. And the difference between licensing and franchising, just now, licensing, they give the flexibility. Franchising, you have to follow equally 24, 24%, exactly 100%, okay? Like the formatted business. Okay, sebiji sejebon, I call. Alright, and then how about the management contracts? Okay, management contract, the concept is almost same. Okay, we have contractor versus contractee. So mostly management contract is implement in the hospitality industry, okay, like hotel, okay, and then also like in the kinds of what we call telecom, not tele yeah, telecommunication industry. Yeah, telecommunication, no, it's something like lodging, like hotel lah, hotel, and also flight, okay, in flight. So when we're talking about the management contracts, okay, I used to give example. You remember who is the Paris Hilton, right? It's belong to the Hilton family. Yeah, so Paris Hilton, their family have Hilton Hotel. So Hilton Hotel, the main of the headquarters is located in HQ in US, of course, and then all around the world have the Hilton Hotel. So what is the advantage of this? Because Hilton Hotel located in US, they call as contractor. Okay, Hilton Hotel located in other country and other counterparts of the world is called contractee. So how the lobby formatted, how the room is suite room, the deluxe room, or any kinds of the room should be the same formatted design, and interior design inside the hotel should be same. The restaurant, everything should be totally same. You cannot change it. The lobby boy, the lobby girl, the receptionist, everything will be formatted same. Okay. Why? In the management contract, they not call as a royalty, but what they did was they call as management fee. Okay. The contractor will pay the management fee, sorry, the contractee, the contractee will pay what we call management fee to the contractor. And the contractor is the owner of these management contracts, okay? And they will, if they want to renew the contract, the same thing to 5 years one, like what franchising and licensing. And then at the same time, they will have to make sure, okay, they have to be make sure that they equip well, okay, with this kind of what we call all the facilities must be same, okay, to avoid the lawsuit, untuk mengelakkan berlakunya saman menyaman dalam perundangan. Everything should be follow the management contracts, okay. So they're not called royalty, but they call management fee. All right, okay, so we moving on to the next one, okay, to the next one is about the era of the globalization, okay. So, what is the era of the globalization? Globalization can be defined as the inexorable, okay, so like wow, inexorable integration of the markets, nation states, and technologies in the ways that is enabling individuals, corporations, and nation states to reach around the world further, faster, deeper, and cheaper than ever before. So, what I'm trying to say in here, the globalization is something like the market that going to overbroad, okay, they go to around the world, and the existence of the globalization due to triggered to dengan asbabnya because of the internet, okay, because the existence of the internet that widely used, okay, that's why the globalization is go further, faster, deeper, and cheaper, okay, than ever before. Okay, so um what I'm trying to say to you all right now is when they said around the world further, faster, deeper, and cheaper than ever before, they are talking about how quick they are. Okay, how quick they are, they can actually accessible, okay, and achievable. Example that what we did today. Okay, I with my modular students in here, and then even they are in somewhere around like in Gombak area or Selayang area. I was in Ampang. I currently in Ampang, and you all maybe in other side of the other area in this KL, and maybe some of you in Johor, maybe some of you in Melaka, Penang, Sabah, Sarawak, but still also you can see me, and the class is still running, okay, and yeah, it's something like we don't even have a dream before, right? I think that this is something all sudden, and during this, the wisdom behind this COVID-19 is actually we are being forced to learn something that we have never experienced before. Like me, I never have experience with the Zoom before. I never also have the experience with the Google Meet. I never have the experience with the blue big button. I never know what is Neo, what is all this kind of the platform. We do not know, but we have to be trained and we have to undergo and struggle for it. So I think that this is the wisdom. Okay, hikmah. Every single happen, there will must be a wisdom. Setiap apa yang berlaku, berlakunya mesti ada hikmah. Even though we see something at the bad side, this is pandemic, make everybody have to be shut out, okay, have to shut down and have cannot go anywhere. You feel like stress and sometimes you are depression. And in other way around, it gives us to be much more something like freedom. We are not chasing the world, right? So yeah, I'm start to have some my preach here, right? I'm preaching, okay, I'm not preaching, but it's something like we have to think it, okay, we have to think that behind of the wisdom, okay, what we got is actually all right. And then the contemporary causes of the globalization. Okay, due to the globalization that we already know, what is the definition just now? Okay, they have two, okay, factors ataupun effect ataupun post effect, okay, that due to this globalization. Number one, strategy imperative. Strategy imperative meaning to say what's the factors that influence to have this globalization. And the second one, we have the environmental change and globalization. Okay, so number one, we have to leverage the core competency. We are talking about how does you enhance, okay, your core competency. Example, DBA, DIB students. Okay, number one, when you are learning this IB subject, number one, you know, okay, about how does the way of approachable, how does the way on communication on for the different culture. Let's say example, right? If you had heard my first lecture class before video from the YouTube. Okay, I share to you all in the group that they have many do and don'ts, especially our signals of hand, okay, gesture, non-verbal communication, that we have to know that we have to be careful because not all in that what we did in our country will be same in another country. Okay, number one is about something like cultural literacy. Number two, are we talking about soft skill, for example, communication approach, okay? You've been trained from semester 1 until semester 8. Every single class they have presentation. You can't say that you can't present, okay? Why I said so? Because maybe for the first semester you still with your strong dialect or maybe your mother tongue, like assalamualaikum, today I want to present, for example, right? So that is the core competency. But when you semester 7 and 8, you are automatically change your dialect and you already become like KL students. Okay, assalamualaikum, today I want to present. So that will be totally different, right? Because you practice is every semester. And the second thing, maybe you will be have the core competency in terms of doing and preparing for your reporting skill. Because why? Every single subject they have report, okay, and you know how to meet the deadline, have to follow the guideline, you have to follow the rules, and then of course you will lead the groups, and then you will share with your friends on how to know about the information, how to retrieve the information, how to answering and prepare for this kind of task and project, okay, and then certain event, sometimes you have to do and what we call prepare. And this actually encouraging on independent work skills, okay. So this is the core competency indirectly that what we have in the contemporary courses of the globalization. And bear in mind, in IIC itself, you already show something like this example. Why? Because we have the foreign friends here, we have the foreign students, and hook by crook, you have to speak in English, lingua franca, in order to communicate with them. If not, you will use like a chicken talk and also duck talk, okay. All right, and then we go with the second one, to acquire resources and supplies. So when we're talking about to acquire resources and supply from this subject, okay, from the globalization, we know that China is the highest country with the low labor cost and also the raw materials cost, okay. The low raw material cost, meaning to say they are cheap. Because why? Number one, because they have many people in there. And then China, they are very popular with the hardworking, you know. Every day time around, they are doing 3 jobs. You imagine, on one day we have 24 hours divide by 3. So every 8 hours they change the job. And the life in China is very struggle. If you are lazy, you can't live, okay? Because they need money. They chasing for money. For them, the money is God, okay? And when we're talking about to acquire resources and supply, we know where is the low labor cost. Maybe we can get from Bangladeshi, Pakistani, we can go to Vietnamese, Burmese, we can Vietnamese, Vietnamese, and then you can also maybe like recruiting like Indonesian, okay, and then for the supplies we can get from China, from Taiwan, yeah, from certain like Pakistan, India. So all the supplies, especially when it comes to like technology supplies, right? So this is the thing we know that some country they doing this kind of the production. And then the third one, we have to seek a new markets. Okay, I believe when we do the globalization, we want to expand the market, right? So I give example like P&G, Procter and Gamble. Maybe like we have they used to like producing like toiletries products, or like toothbrush, okay, and then toothbrush, toothbrush and toothpaste, and then they also have like another kinds of the identical products, okay. Example, we have like a soap, we have shampoo. So this kind of the PNG product, they try to expanding their market to the ASEAN market, to the Europe market, to the Japanese market, to make sure that the product can be accepted by the customer in there. Of course, for the first time, maybe the product is not easy to be accepted. So I give example before Darlie. You know Darlie. Darlie is not from PNG, but it's from H&H, Holly and Hawkins, okay, company. So when we're talking about this Darlie, before this, the name of Darlie is come from the word Darkie, Darkie. Okay, and you realize or no, the packaging of the Darlie, they have something like the black guy and then with the white teeth. And then if you realize, if you can visualize, can you imagine if the name is still we stick with the Darkie? I believe when this Howley and Hawkins expanding the new market to Malaysia, this product is might be not accepted by Malaysian. Why? Because the darky is referring to the dirty on our skin, right? So the name itself can make us very like feel like I don't want to use this brand name because the name is Darky. So that's why the Darlie is become the commercial name replacing the Darky previous one. Do you know this story, or maybe your lecturers marketing already sharing with you all? So this is a good things that I believe that they have to make sure before they do some the expanding of the market to one country, they have to do market survey to know certain languages is not same. Okay, I give you very a simple example. I'm not cursing, just simple example. In Malaysia, this word is categorized as cursing word. Perkataan yang macam menyumpah kan. But if you go to the another country like Indonesia, when you said something like, I'm not cursing, this is example. Like the word BUTOH, okay, aku butuh kamu, kamu butuh aku. Contoh, example. In Indonesia, butuh is means like need, perlu. Saya perlu kamu, kamu perlu aku. But when come to Malaysia, kamu butuh aku, kamu butuh kamu. Something. Can you imagine that? When you see why these people is cursing at me, which is meaning to say the same word but different meaning. So they will be totally wow, will be explode after that, right? If in Malaysia, because of course not everybody in Malaysia understood that what the Indonesia trying to say maybe same with Malaysian understanding. So that is a very very risky when we have a very blunt, okay, cultural blunten. Kita panggil cultural blunten ataupun mempunyai uh, ketumpulan dari segi budaya. Okay. And then the next one, we have to better compete with the rivals. Yeah, of course, we in the kinds of the rivals, okay, we are talking about many rivals, okay, many competitors. I told you in the first class, if you still remember, when we talking about competitors, the competitors should be the same industry. IIC competing with Unicorp, Unicorp with the IIC. In the education industry, yes, PCOM is with our rival. But if the PCOM also have diploma in business admin, diploma in international business, then PCOM will become our main or stiff rivals. Pesaing yang sengit jika mempunyai kos yang sama. But if in education industry, yes, PCOM is one of our main rival. Okay. So when we talking go with the globalization, I believe IIC is one of the good example. Why during this MCO time, we still have the opportunity to use the platform we call Neo. Okay. And that is one of our um, added advantage compared to the another colleges. If I'm not mistaken, some colleges have to be shut down due to during MCO time because they cannot run the program. They cannot run the study and courses due to lack of the online platform. Okay. Actually, we have the ODL learning mode. ODL is for those who online distance learning who are working and also far away from IIC, they want to study. We already start it last year. So thankful to Allah with the blessful biiznillah because during this MCO, that platform been used to all of our classes. So that is one of our key rival, key to compete with the rivals. Alhamdulillah. All right, and then we go to the environmental change and globalization. So when we're talking about environmental change and globalization, number one, changes in political environment. Okay, this is a very major problem actually. Because why? Because when the political environment is haywire, chaos, okay, there will be impact to the globalization. Okay, after all, why? For example, if let's say the country is having war, okay, ada perang, okay, so that's why the investor couldn't do some investment to the country. When the investor is doing an investment, what happened to the income? The income will be go more lower because especially like tourism industry will go down, and even the those pandemic COVID-19, right, is already show the major effect on how does it affect to our economic growth. So political environment in here is shown that like Malaysia recently, when during the MCO COVID was been announcing as the country who are able to manage COVID pandemic very well. You see to the another country, especially that US, that Donald Trump, Donald Trump, he used to be like lightly, looking into this pandemic like lightly. So what happened to the US people, American, mostly they are die. And the cases pandemic is COVID-19 affected is increased day by day because of their irresponsibility. So the political environment is not totally good in order to manage this pandemic. I'm not saying that Malaysia is very good, but at least we are under control because our government, our political is very good in terms to manage and know what to do during this pandemic. Alright, and then technological changes. We are talking about the technology keep on changing. So this is very important too because why? We are talking about the technology that already shown to us today. Okay, even though like what happened during the MCO, right? With the technology helps, we can still also running the study, we can still also proceed with our lesson, our study. Okay, and I believe that this technology have to be learned from time to time. That is a wisdom. And then the technology keep rapidly changes and makes us to become more awareness and very sensitive to the technological changes because if we are not sensitive to the changes, we will be obsolete and like the frog under the lip. Kita ibarat seperti katak bawah tempurung kalau kita tidak sensitif dan tidak aware. Peka, bukan pekak peka. Astaghfirullahalazim. Okay, I'm done.